And wanted to share with you was one of the concerns I have for this not recent, it's been going on for the last 10 years that I know of the CPAP machine and sleep for treatment of apnea. And CPAP is just simply a forced positive air to go open your throat and keep your throat open while you sleep so that you won't stop breathing. And if you've suffered or know anybody who suffered from apnea or snoring, you don't sleep well, they don't sleep well, and it shortens your life because you're not sleeping, you're not resting. It's just a quicker way to die. Now, allopathic or Western medicine is basically saying the causes are overweight, and that's true. And if you're in a classic Western diet, that's the reality. However, I want to also point out some of the environmental factors that we are facing with here. And as a survivor of cancer twice, I have gone through chemo, and what I learned on the other side of surviving chemotherapy is that the chemotherapy destroys your immune, your endocrine, and your fertility system. Some chemotherapy drugs, which are the pesticides that kill the bugs and that we eat that are killing us, scar your lungs, and so it's really damaging all your internal organs, the ones we need. So I kind of feel like the canary in the coal mine. Now, you may go, well, I haven't had cancer, I haven't done chemo. However, if you've eaten or pesticide sprayed foods or Monsanto GMO foods, and we've all been exposed to them at some point now. And the industry used to say it was 17 parts per million is what your exposure was when you ate foods that had been sprayed with pesticide. However, what they failed to point out is that at 17 parts per million, which sounds like a very small number, within 3 years you will start seeing the damaging effect on your body. So if you are having fertility problems, your testosterone levels have dropped, your estrogen levels have gotten higher, it's already shifting and affecting your fertility system. If you're having stomach issues, fibromyalgia, other internal medicine issues, you're probably getting a pesticide poisoning. And then having the tissues not working within your bodies when you lay down, yes, that's partly weight, but that's also tissues not working. We never had that. Sleep apnea didn't happen in the past. Well, let me take that back. Sleep apnea, snoring has happened in the past, and we've all known snorers or grew up with snorers, but it didn't cause the tissues to stop working altogether and that lack of breathing. So that's the thing that I think has changed in our times we live now and the issues that we've had to face. So the first solution is you got to change your diet radically, quickly. B, you got to start sleeping on your left side. That helps your oxygen breathe. You're able to breathe. And if weight is the issue, I listened to a video, and I'll post the link on here, from a doctor who was saying the problem with apnea, it causes you to crave carbs, which then keeps you in a cycle of not getting enough rest and not getting enough nutrition. So you really have to break the food cycle, because that's what's poisoning you first. And since you're eating pesticide-laden foods, that's making it worse. So diet needs to change. Paleo diet, fruitarian diet, get off the meat and the carbs, and particularly the meat, because it just makes you a cannibal and exposes you to other diseases like Creutzfeldt's disease, or CJD, or I call it zombieism, how to be a zombie, if you saw my video talking about that. Those are the foods you got to be concerned about. I live in a beautiful space with lots of great fruits and vegetable options. However, Monsanto has been here since the 80s, and so I have to also be very careful what I consume. I have a reaction to them very quickly. It puts my hip out, and I experience pain if I'm just within 3 feet of them. So I've kind of become the canary in the coal mine because of it, and I'm very aware of what those environmental toxins are doing to our body. So remember, when the medical community has expensive equipment they want to sell you, and people don't use the equipment very long, the drop-off rate is ridiculous. I've owned one had a couple of them, carried them around when I was heavier, and just said, there's got to be a better way. This is ridiculous. It's not sexy. It's not fun. It's expensive to carry them around, and I don't want to travel that way. And it limits your ability to enjoy restful sleep. Even with the machine pumping air into your body, you might as well be on life support. You kind of look like that when you're sleeping with one. Everyone shows the test and the snoring. But sleeping with a CPAP machine is a noisy experience and not one that your partner is going to enjoy either. So other options to consider is changing the diet, sleeping on your left side, exercise, walk, even, especially before you sleep. Take a good 20-minute walk, get the exercise going, sing, strengthen up the voice muscles, and start being able to communicate. A lot of us are online and we're not talking to people, we're texting people. Practice communication and develop the vocal cords so they're not weak muscles. So all of our bodies need the strength, but we will need to focus if we want to have a fully thriving life. So that's what I got for you today. Be well, people. Stay in the creative zone of doing what you love. And remember, please follow me on Patreon and join the Creative Circle. I'm also starting a group. There's 3 layers. The Creative Circle gets the videos, the group mastermind where we're going to work together on manifesting together, and then the one-on-one working and coaching with me. So I hope I priced them all for you. Follow me on Facebook at Phyllis Raleigh, and go to my website, phyllisraleigh.com, and just subscribe to my YouTubes and please share them. I appreciate your learning with me, and I'm here to give you my best. So, namaste, y'all.